property a couple days and made some discoveries. So I'm going to turn the camera around so nothing will be reversed. And Jason's here with me. And we're going to give you a tour of the property. So here we are, starting on the road. This is where you pull in the driveway. This is south, and this is north. And we rarely have anyone on the road here. It's a gravel highway. All right. So coming up the driveway, you've got your interesting sheds over there. You've got your pseudo barn garage back there. You've got this strange antique log cabin under the siding there. But I'm just going to focus on the house today. So here we are in the side back door. There's a little mud room. It's kind of interesting. Oh, a can crusher for when you drink too much beer or soda. You can crush your cans. Here we are into the kitchen. We figured out how to get the furnace working last night, so that's good. It's nice and warm in here. The kitchen's not really special right now. So I take a right from the kitchen and I'm in this kind of bathroom slash master bedroom. And it needs some work, and the plumbing's a little bit busted, and we're waiting for a plumber to come this week, and then we'll get that up and running. And so, not only is this perhaps the master bedroom slash bathroom, it appears to be the laundry room as well, with the laundry hookups, and the electrical box. So, just so you're oriented, back there was the kitchen. We came this way. Now we're going toward the front door. So this is the front door. It's straight out to the porch, which is pretty close along the street. But like I said, no one's ever on this street. And the past couple days, we've had cows right up to the fence just talking to us and giving us weird looks like no one's really lived there before. So we've got this big, nice porch. We got a rocking chair that we brought. Nice big porch. So that is south facing. So this is a nice western facing porch. And we haven't really relished in the sunset yet, but so come back in the front door and we'll go up the stairs. So these stairs had some pretty crazy thick carpet on them, but we pulled them off and the stairs are nice and sturdy. I don't know if you can see how close I am. This is my hand on the ceiling flush. I'm pushing as hard as I can, so that's how tall the rooms are. I can get through this door just fine. Jason has to duck. So here's one bedroom. This had green carpet in it, and we took that out. There's your little view across the street. Here's that. For those of you who know I got hurt, the grill was out of the floor, and I was videoing the other day and I accidentally stepped in there and I really bruised my leg. Here, there's one of the bruises. The other one's on my hip, and I won't show you that. Come on, Bella. This is cool. So there's a half door here. You can, I don't know, keep little people out or dogs out or something. It's got a little half door, and then you can go like that. So it's kind of interesting. Other side of the loft is just open air loft, but the floors look real nice. I think all the stains on them are pretty superficial, and we can just sand them off. You got windows there. So you got 3 closets in this room. And like I said, it's not very tall. That's my hand pushed as far as I can to the ceiling. So there's Jason with his head. How close? Could you jump? Probably not. You'd probably smack your head. Oh, there he goes. So it's pretty small up here. So closet, closet, closet in this room. And that's the entire upstairs. So the entire original cabin or house, I believe, was just the 2 rooms upstairs and these 2 rooms downstairs. This must have been the kitchen in the previous life, because this is the living room. So we were really pleased. We pulled up the carpet and we had this. Now under here, this might be the original fireplace. We're not sure, but it's very Joseph Smith house-y. It just comes out flush with the floor, and then it looks like this other facade was kind of built on top of it. So we're thinking about maybe taking it back down flush with the floor and then just having a wood stove here instead of the actual open fireplace. There's a little mantle, and that is a Valentine's gift Jason got for me, the Shoemate Hill Farm. So I was thinking the wood on these walls was original, but we have discovered it's not because it was installed over the 70s carpet that was on the stairs. You can see little remnants of it, that these things were installed over it. So we know that this carpet is older than this wood. As for the floors, have no idea. But there was a little bit of the that really old linoleum that looks like a rug. We've seen it in lots of old houses here in Virginia where it's basically stuck to the floor. So that might be the original square on here, which was like covering up much older floor. So don't know. Now, don't get confused. Now we're kind of in the dining room. I believe everything, the kitchen, the dining room, and the utility room back here are all what appear to be additions to the house at some point. Maybe part of it at one point and part of it at another. We're trying to figure that out. But it all seems pretty bad. The floor is kind of slanted. The floor is really bad in that room with some water damage. But the original seems really good and solid. The stairs seem solid. The rooms upstairs seem absolutely solid. So I'm pretty sure this is all just solid. Okay, so here's me downstairs touching the ceiling. It's still not very tall. Go stand under the light fixture. I just didn't have a real idea of how small it was. So my idea for this room is probably to leave the wood now that I realize it's real wood and it kind of matches the whole decor, but maybe doing some kind of nice wallpaper on the top, maybe grandmama-esque kind of wallpaper. Just we really want to keep the original part of the house kind of old-fashioned. So I think this was an original window, but because this sunroom was built on, they turned it into an open-air shelf, which is just pure genius, I do believe. And so this used to be the outside of the house at some point. And when we got here, this was all boxed in with just basically white painted plywood. And I thought, well, that deserves to be seen. So we unearthed that. We're talking about when we do finally do renovations, probably just taking the sunroom off, and that can be the chimney that you see the whole length of the house as you drive up from the side. So we'll see, because this is still essentially an exterior wall. We really wouldn't have to do anything other than take this little sunroom off. So we've got this sunroom. The lady who lived here before us, I think, was getting old and senile and very, what's the word? Anxious? Yeah. What's the word when you, suspicious and paranoid, yes. So she had all these bars put on everything. So there was carpet in here. It wasn't super old, but because the whole house has a general old smoky smell, we went ahead and pulled it out. And so there's this not super impressive kind of 80s-ish linoleum, which is not super exciting. This is actually sticky tiles, which are really hard to get off anything unless they're stuck on something else. And luckily, you can see that there's a full sheet of linoleum under it, so when it's time to take it up, it'll actually be really easy. I do not know what's under the kitchen floor, but whoever was the genius decided to stick the tiles to the cupboards, and I thought, well, that'll be easy enough to get off. I was wrong. I have tried to get these sticky tiles off here, and they are not coming off. So my next thought is, since this is probably not part of the house that we will ultimately keep super long term, my thought is just to get the cupboards clean with any of the, smoke residue you can see, There's not very much white where it should be white. We're getting that cleaned off with degreaser, but essentially I would just sand these if I needed to, primer, and then just paint the cupboards as is. I'll have to finish getting sticky tile off that one. But the rest of it, I can just paint over it. It's really just a Band-Aid. Here's my kitchen window. You can see back out to the driveway. Here's a sink that needs work, and we've got the dehumidifier running now to dry this place out. Little window there. I will send you guys a picture of what this window looked like before I cleaned it last night. It was quite different looking than this, along with these walls, which are kind of plastic in the kitchen, but they're super easy to clean. So that's good. And there's the fridge over there. I'm still cleaning that. So that's the kitchen. That's the dining room. That's that old bathroom, laundry room / master bedroom. And then we're gonna take a turn to the back utility room here. And this is probably the roughest house, or the roughest part of the house. So you can see that this mortar used to be white and now it's like all dark, and that's all tobacco smoke stains. So we've got a product coming that's supposed to really, really help with stains and smoke, but you can just see the accumulation of the smoke and stuff. Anyway, so wood stove could potentially go here in the kitchen, which would be really cute. And behind here you've got the chimney for that. You got the little clean out thing for that. And this is the water heater. I'm not sure how it's the water heater. It's very small. So there's a little counter, and then below there is a very ancient water heater. We don't know if the water works yet because we haven't turned on the pump because the plumbing obviously has cracked pipes. Now, this furnace, which we think is an oil furnace, and I'm guessing an oil furnace is the same as a diesel furnace or whatever, but I could be wrong. We finally got it working last night. We had turned on the power before and then forgot that, we had to turn the thermostat up to make it work. So we got it working. This is that room that had 4 layers of linoleum under the carpet, and under the 4 layers of linoleum is this kind of soggy wet wood. So we hope it's not that wet into the dining room, but like I said, from that wall on, we plan on pretty much getting rid of this eventually and just adding on to the main house, and this junky part that's not really well built, we'll eventually get rid of it. I think that's an oil spill there. So this is that back room. Here's a little bit of that linoleum. I think this was in the front room as well. This is that really old stuff they used to put down on the floors. They glued it to the floor and it looks like a rug, but it's actually some kind of flooring, but it's really old. So this is out the little back door. There's kind of a little bit of a lean-to woodshed there. Bella, come on. And then you can see the barn / garage thing there. We believe this is the pump house for the well, which is currently not attached, but there's a pump in there. Now this might be kind of interesting to some of you. It's kind of like this ancient log cabin, and they did put vinyl siding around it, I think just to try and preserve it. So it has an old tin roof, and it has these that wall looks like it's either been replaced or something, but we've got this old log cabin. We don't know what we're gonna do with it. We might keep it, I don't know if people want to come and buy them and take them somewhere, because it might interfere with where we want to build the house coming out. But it's kind of cool. Not exactly sure what to use it for other than storage. So I'll show you a little bit of the yard, but if you only wanted to see the house, that was the end of the house. So we've got 2 tanks here, and we did turn on the furnace, so it's obviously working. We don't know if it's the same stuff. It looks like maybe they're joined together so that you can fill up both whenever the one comes. Got an old satellite dish, which we could maybe do something with. Jason actually mowed this yesterday, and Bella is loving it. So over to the south of the house is this area of the yard. It is kind of like a pasture. It's It's only got a couple trees in it, and then there's a bit of a fence, and then there's another pasture. So almost the entire depth of the property, it's almost a whole acre on its own. It's 0.9 acres, and you can't sell unless it's a full acre. So if we ever wanted to sell part of the land, we'd have to parcel a little bit of this land into it. But we're trying to think if we should put the orchard and garden up here, where we know it won't get any shade, or whether that's where we put like a guest house or in-law suite. Not sure. Got a flagpole. Just got to get me a Canadian flag. And then this looks like where there used to be an above ground pool. So obviously if we end up having kids here in a summer, we would. But what?
There's a helicopter coming in really low.
There's a helicopter coming low. All right. So behind the pool, there's 2 sheds. One's in worse shape than the other, but I think it can still be used as a wood shed. Behind these sheds is kind of just a nothing area. Then there's a fenced kind of garden here. It looks like it was a garden, and it's got things up to deter, I don't know, birds or whatever. But it also looks like there was maybe a doghouse in here. So I'm not quite sure what this little area is. But if you come this way, oh, I've got a spiky, I'm caught on thorns. There's a little gate here into the garden. Definitely looks like there used to be a dog or something, because they've got a shaded area and a chain around a pole. I don't know, maybe it was a donkey. Now, there's this big gate as well. So theoretically, I mean, we could, instead of, just a thought, if we built the extension of the house out that way across what is now driveway, and did it that way, and then put in a different driveway maybe here, and then, I don't know, then this gate would get used by a vehicle or whatever. So this goes back basically to the trees. There's a couple of little animal shed kind of things, and then the pasture kind of wraps around a little bit over there, over to the double pastures over there. So it's a lot of land. Oh, don't forget the latrine. So, Mom, you'll be happy to know, I don't think it's a full-on latrine. I think it's just a bucket system. So you put, wood shavings in there, and you can just use the bucket. But still, in the case of an emergency, or kids in the summer, if they're all wet from the pool, and we say, nope, you got to go in the outhouse, something like that. So I'm going back toward the house a little bit. Here's another outbuilding. We call this the Grateful Dead shed because, whoa, ooh, it's windy. It's got Grateful Dead painted on it. That's how tall it is. Ooh, I'm gonna lose battery here. That's how tall it is. So it's just a little shed with a window. And I'm thinking maybe that there was a son at one time in a rock band, and they needed him to practice away from the house. And that's why they built it. Because in the middle of this barn, there's also a room that has strange insulation rolls up on it, and then you can roll them down against the walls. And so I was thinking maybe, I know this is a little bit of a dilapidated barn slash shed. It has a section down here. Here's another cistern. It catches all the rainwater. Am I doing it the wrong way? I don't even know how that works.
It was doing it the other day.
Did I break it? Well, it catches the rainwater, and apparently that's what the lady who lived here had been drinking, but I think we plan on using that for farm purposes and getting the well hooked back up. So this barn has sections. It has a section here. It has a room here which looks like it might have been previously used as a chicken coop. And then there's a double gate here. So, I mean, theoretically you could come in and like park the car behind that's the log cabin. And there's the back door where I first came in. Okay, Then you got this, which theoretically could be a garage as well. There's the original driveway here, which can go to the back property. There's still room for a whole other house or whatever back here. I think somebody used to have a trailer there. That's a fairly good condition, larger shed that might end up being the chicken coop if we plan on pasture raising the chickens, because then the front pasture over here could get shared with the cows or goats or whatever, and they could alternate when they're in there and make the most of all the manure. Then you got these funny little sheds that are beside the driveway, and I'm not sure why these people needed so many sheds, but so there's a little bit of a workshop shed. Kind of smells like motor oil. And then, I don't know, maybe they had like a mini tractor that they kept in here. So there's kind of a part above that's a shed, and then there's kind of a part in here that's either an animal stall or a vehicle parking place. Same thing, there's a little shed here. This one seems a little bit more rough shape. But again, the shed part, and then a part where you can either, I don't know, keep an animal or park something. Looks like maybe something was parked there because it's got kind of got oil stains and gravel. Bella, come on out. Well, my phone's gonna die, so I'm not gonna show you anymore, but maybe tomorrow we'll go over to the really old barn and show you inside there and give you a little tour of that. So here's the north pasture, and it's got that, like I said, it's got that shed close to it, so that could be good for chickens. And then if goats or whatever were in there, and then we partition off the pasture and rotate them around the way Joel Salatin would really want us to do. Okay guys, thanks for joining my tour. That was fun. We're gonna go in and enjoy our Sabbath day. Oh, is that what is that?
Oh, yeah.
Looks like a birdhouse, but it's plastic, so I don't know. All right. Look forward to your comments. If you have any suggestions, we're open to lots of ideas right now. Love you all. Bye.